Hey friends, welcome to the Mad Painter Show. I know I'm supposed to have this whole script going on, yada, 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 etc., etc., etc. But I'm actually here to have a heart-to-heart. Friend, there is so much life activity happening around us, and we're reacting to a lot. This is why this whole thing with God comes in at. We look at God as, okay, we do this and we'll have this, we'll be fine. This is a relationship. When you experience God, okay, so we have the Bible, right? There are other books. There are other people who have received a word that's differently, because some things you'll see that are in alignment with what God says, and there are some things that are just totally out of alignment. This is why you want to seek this thing out for yourself. Now, God is claiming to be a God over everything, Yahweh, the God over everything. And from what he's claiming, the things that he claims and promises, he demonstrates those things. He shows you these things. And this is where the experience comes in at. Oftentimes, if you've watched any of my videos, I've talked a lot about Job. The reason I bring up Job is because Job is not talked about a lot. And a person really needs spiritual understanding to fully see what's going on in Job's life. And Job goes through this crazy struggle. Now, listening to people who are on the surface, no matter what their title is, they'll look at, how could God do such a thing? And then, well, at the end, he got all this extra money and had these kids, even though, the original kids couldn't have been replaced, but he had extra kids. The real receiving of abundance there was his experience with God. That's like, and so the crazy thing with Job is like, Job is supposed to be like the first story, but it's not the first story, because the Adams are in Genesis, and that starts off the first story, but in reflecting on it being in the middle, but it's the first, and it's not really connected to any religion, and it's in multiple people's holy writings. It's not just in the Bible. And studying Job, he goes through this struggle. He has all these different things, but he kept some kind of hope, some kind of faith, he's just like, I know that there's a God and there is something. He got something going on, and whatever he got going on, I'm trusting him. So this is why we want to study God, because there are going to be a lot of blind trusting, my friend, and this is where the adventure comes in at. But at the same time, everything is not going to be blind. You will see. Your eyes will be opened. So I think about two movies that I kind of don't want to give the name to. Oh my goodness. One of them is a little recent, and the other one is, skip it. So one of them is Straw, which I have not seen. I refuse to see, because after talking to a pimp dude, and when I was doing his nails, he was telling me how he wanted to break down and cry, and you had to look. And it's the last dude who told me to watch a movie and said he was gonna cry, which was The Notebook. It was, why am I watching this? And I don't do bittersweet like that. I mean, it's good and candy and stuff like that, but I'm not trying to. Anyway, the other movie is Hurricane. Although I did not watch Straw, and I need to go back to Hurricane, but I saw the bits I need to get because I had to take a nap. But hey, I needed the energy for this video. So, but still I'm watching it because I did see the end. So here we have two people who are like, had this bad bad day, a bad situation that just kicked off a chain of events. And so even though I didn't see the other one, which I refuse to see, but the things that I've heard, and even in reflecting on Hurricane, there were times that he wanted to give up. I immediately hear count it all joy. Because friend, boy, it can be some days where it's like, ooh-wee. And I've discovered, especially in this walking relationship, there is no bad days. Really aren't any good days, but there are purposeful days. And when we understand how to view things, not just looking at it from our own understanding, not just seeing things on the surface. And so when we develop this relationship, because in these struggles, especially in watching Hurricane being in solitude, the confinement area, and aware of what darkness does, and when you aren't exposed to the light, what that does to a person's psyche. And I believe he was in there for 90 days. And there are people walking around on the outside that feel like that. So that scene just really, really touched me. But, and seeing how he didn't give up, he endured, and how he went about keeping the faith. And seeing, but my thing in going with the confinement part was that when we are going through these struggles, we feel so alone. We feel so alone. And so no matter whether we're a man or a woman, and we all have our different struggles, God is there for us. I get we have heard this thing on TV, and God is an angry God, and you have so many people judging you, and you're seeing what they're doing, which doesn't matter what they're doing, but you have so many people judging you, and they claim to be holy people or whatever their title is, and that makes you not want to go to God. Friend, this is why you want to get to reading, because you'll see all these different people. If they were a scary person, God gave them strength for the mission. If there was a wild and crazy person, God kind of was like calming them down, but was still using that wildness, was still using, it's like whatever it is or whatever you feel that can't be used, yes, my friend, God can use it. And so when we develop this relationship and see what he's really like, because you can't believe everything that people are telling you. Heck, I don't want you to fully believe. I want you to have some, hear what I'm saying, but yet at the same time, I don't want you to just go off a hearsay. I want you to seek this thing out for yourself. You have all these platforms that's instilling fear, instilling fear, instilling fear. Why not instill faith, my friend? So with the things that God claims, promises, he's going to show you. There's going to be a lot of things where he may not tell you everything, but it's just like, trust me. And as you get to studying him and experiencing him more, it just gets to a point like, you know what? I trust you, because last time when I leaned on my own understanding, and I thought this was this, and I thought that was that, and it sure wasn't what I thought it was. So we want to listen to him. We want to find out what this thing is about. It's not an outside thing. So with this whole mirror situation, when we look at the mirror, it is a surface thing. You could have a 360 mirror and look all the way around, and you think you see everything. But guess what? You can't see your lungs. You can't see your liver. You can't see the inside pods. So we are using the word of God as a spiritual mirror, and not so much to just look at us. It's all about us. This is why we're looking at Christ. See, oh friend, I'm gonna get back to working on that pain. Look, I understand. I get a lot of the about Christ. I get it. I get it on so many levels. But when you get to a place of walking with Christ, seeing what he's about, studying psychology, spirituality, different religions, what people believe in, how they go about doing different things. Whoa, when I tell you God is amazing. Now, there are some people, this is just my perspective, just like how I have multiple names. You will have people who may serve the Creator by a different name. Not saying that just because this is what that person serves, that this is the same God and this, no. This is why you want to get to know somebody, because just me, for perfect example, somewhere out there can be a doppelganger, someone that looks just like me, but are they me? No, they are not me. So the only way that you'll really know the difference, I mean, it could even be an identical twin. That person is still not me, even though they're identical twin. We may walk alike and talk alike or whatever. It still may be some differences, but it's me. And the only way you'll really get to know the difference is if you sat down and got to know me intimately. Now, this isn't just a thing about, well, Mad Painter, what can you do for me since I'm sitting down at the table and talking to you and getting to know you? We're too much in a world of selfishness. It's all about me. And when we're singing this song of me, you can hear yourself. I mean, the room could be crowded and music blasting, but you can hear yourself better than you can hear anything else. So when you're singing that song of me, it's hard to hear God. It's hard to hear God when he's responding to you, when he's trying to show you something. Because if you're in expectation of receiving it this kind of way, and it looks exactly like this, seek his will out. See what it is that he has for you. Because this isn't a life just for us to experience life. This is how we get all caught up in these bad days and get stuck. Because that bad day could have been 50 years ago. And if we get stuck at that bad day that happened 50 years ago and that was the benefit of looking at Hurricane and seeing how he had been in jail all this time and he came out. He didn't come out bitter. He came out better. So, and if you're stuck on what happened all that time ago, do you know that's adding more weight? Because then you focusing on that bad thing. It's not being able to be used for your good because you're making yourself go round and round. And friend, remember what I was saying about the people in the wilderness? They focused on their comfortability. They focused on their lack. They focused on their desires, and they put them in a place of complaining and why you had and it blinds us from seeing the purpose. So it's not just a thing in YOLO. We only live once. This what life's about. I might as well. Friend, when we seek God, seek the will of God, and see what God is about. I hear so much about, I wanted to make this a whole video, but I guess it was meant for me to go ahead and talk about it in this video. When we get into relationships and stuff, and when people get with God, I'm saying this because we really got to look at the relationship of things, because we'll have people that's like, we'll get with God. Now all of a sudden you're boring. You don't want to do anything. And what creator do you know is boring? Now, I mean, you may not always understand their ways and may not get their explanation of stuff or whatever, and you may not want to always pay attention, but what creator do you know is dull and boring and doing stuff like the regular. Baby, this is upgrade. This is growth. And God being the creator of everything, he knows about your partner, he knows about your friend, he knows about this, that, and the other. When you talk to him about it and include him in on the relationship, include him in with self, it's not going to be boring. This is why you want to experience this thing first by yourself. And even if you are with someone, I mean, do this as a together thing. You know, do it together, and then when you're spending time alone, do it alone. But friend, when I tell you, ain't nothing boring. Nothing is boring about this. Okay, friend? So, when we're sitting down, reading, talking, praying, having this intimate time, taking him out with us, making this an everyday thing, not because we have to, not because we're trying to have perfect attendance on earth. So when I get to heaven, it'll be, and it's not just a thing in, okay, now he telling me what to do, I see it, and so I know what to do with the Samaritan. I mean, with the person, not the Samaritan, my bad. There was a video a couple of videos ago, but I know what to do with that person laying in the street. I'm just go ahead and keep walking. And we want to keep a divine connection with God. You got to start off from somewhere. And like once you get it kicked off, keep it going. Open your eyes to it. Ask him to open your eyes to it. Friend, you can't believe everything what people are out here saying. I get the history of stuff. I get the picture of what people are trying to say. You know, if somebody knew that the jewels that I had to give you would change your life, would help you to become the greatest of whatever it is that you're to become. And they wouldn't want you to know anything about me, to know anything, you know, they wouldn't want you to hear anything I would have to say to give you any kind of anything to encourage you, to get you going and to get you motivated. They're going to lie. They're going to lie about me. They're going to paint another picture of me. They're going to make it seem like in no way, shape, form, or fashion I'm trying to connect with you. Friend, seek ye first the kingdom. I mean, we walk around here claiming we kings and queens and want to be served and this, that, and the other. See how God went about serving the people. How we can go about continuing on with this mission. But first, getting to know him. We don't know who to be unless we get to know him. We ain't out here just living life all willy-nilly. The Adams done showed us it's going to be some stuff coming up with all kind of information. But when we keep, and so you want, because I said the Adams, I know people get confused with that, but in Genesis, before Eve became Eve, she was the Adams. And so when the Adams went on and bit the fruit, then it was like, oh man, you naked. So friend, we want to develop this relationship. We want to know God for ourselves. We want to know that if he's going to be at the party, he telling us within, oh, I'm going to be at the party. Let's go, my child. But you don't want nobody else to tell you, he going to be at this party. Come on. Come on and come. And it's like, oh, you say he going to be there? Oh, for real? And if he didn't tell you on the inside parts, and it's still a thing, and did you say you was going to be at this party? And this constant communication. And when you get to know him, and get to experiencing him, you're going to want to keep up this constant communication. It's not a thing because, oh man, the morning again, I have to. No, you'll get to a place of being thankful. And start off being thankful. I mean, you're appreciative. You wouldn't even be here right now. You know what I'm saying? So thank you. Thank you for listening. Guys, I love you guys. God loves you even more. Find out why. Find out for yourself. Okay, friend? Okay, friend? Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.